Uja, greetings. I am Sehu. Welcome to our early morning ancient Egyptian devotion dedicated to Goddess Net and all her mystic forms, gods and goddesses, who are derived from her transcendental essence. The liturgy, which you will be able to see on screen, is recited in the ancient Egyptian language, the Medu Neter. English and Brazilian Portuguese translations is provided for you. You can see these translations on screen directly below the hieroglyphic text transliteration. You are welcome to participate by chanting along in your worship space or home or wherever you may happen to be during our service, or you are also welcome to listen quietly in a contemplative mode. Following the devotional, Uwashu in the Kemetic tongue, recitation of the liturgy, and meditation, Uwa in the Kemetic tongue, practice, we will have a brief wisdom, Rek in the Kemetic tongue, teaching by Sehu Amt, leader and priest of the Shetaut Neter Temple of Net. Before we begin, please remember to mute all devices. We will now begin. Presented on the screen at the moment is a stone-carved depiction of the facing pylons of the Temple of Net from the statue of Nat. On the left and right sides are the pylons in which one of the symbols of Goddess Net sits atop a papyrus standard. Her emblem is her two arrows crossed and tied to her shield. This symbolizes the protection and resurrection of the soul within this place, the temple. Behind the emblems of Net, on both sides are the flags, which mean Neter, divinity. In the center of the pylons, at the bottom, is the opening to the temple, and above that is a pyramidal structure which symbolizes the four equilateral planes of the universe and the mystic number 4. Above that, at the very top, is the cow hieroglyph symbol, which means rising. So it symbolizes the sun rising between the mountains, the Aket symbol, and for the initiate, the emergence of spirit consciousness. Banquet and have said and time. Yeah, SSN and have no enough and as Jota and consumer to me. Jasmine Sue Tati Banquet and have said and time. Yellow project SSN and have no enough and Jota Nesu fu macho ni nesu tati na photo mindset with and safe and fine together so and look in I when at church down there nesu macho just nesu tati Anchor with M have set with M game SSN and have in I when shut down Juan eres bueno ser to I want to show and when tu amo querer bene fan heru akuti anate kira never never ben du amo querer bene fan heru akuti Anadegira never never duamu kerefuene femeru aku Anadegira never never Adi Jensakert Aset Kef Uru. Nesudi Hatepnet Berkeru Didi Eskaua Amunet Nefershepsi Etnet Ate Nesudi Hatepnet Berkeru Didi Eskaua Amunet Shepsi na Nasudi hata nepokeru Dili eskaua bamuna Nefershepsi na Nasudi hata nepokeru Didi eskaua Amunet Nefershepsi etnet Tua Im Shamsu in Nebajer Urseshu Enkeperu, Dua Asar, Neberestau, Paut Neteru, At Ami Neteker, Anetet Hier Kikenti, Amentet, Un Nefer, Ab Abdu, Matentu, Ai Ku, Anek Arati, Estau. Seteka Sekert, Apu Sari Nehas, Ubed Center, Set Emka, Defsit Neter, Uni Entet, Ena Yashem Neter, Asa, Erdit Endek, En Ari Heru, Ena Herme, Endes Ari Heru, Aus Uwatapi. Ari Sech, Ab Uwa Neter, Upen Ha Asar, Abu Pen Asar, Spur Em Heru, Arit Bert, Nahas Sa, Uajit Pa Neter, Asar, Ari Heru, Hept Em, Aset, Abuyen Tuchen. Meduje Yan, Aset Sam, Ujat, Setep Saher Amseti, Enti Amsa Asa, Sa Amset, Asar Amset. Meduje Yan, Debahet, Absheta, Ari Besa, Happy, Enti Sa Asar, Sa Happy, Asar Hu Happy. Meduje Yan, Net Seduara, Semeshe Hu, Neb Ari Maket En, Duamutef, Enti Amsa Asar, Sa Duamutef, Asar Hu Duamutef. Meduje Yan, Circuit, Nkake Sekeret, Sa Lu, Neb Ari Maket En Kwepsune, Entet, Amsa Asar, Sa Kwepsune, Asar Hu Kwepsune. Yanater Emnuen Duacheta Yanater Emnuen Duacheta Nebuchadnezzar Jed Anatechet Asar Putra Bhakti Sake Setu Sakake Nebuchadnezzar Jed Anatet Ke Asa Putra Bhakti Sake Setu Sakake Nebuchadnezzar Jed Anatet Ke Asa Putra Bhakti Sake Setu Sakake Nebuchadnezzar Jed Anatet Asa Putra Bhakti Sake Setu Sakake Adi Jansaker Adi Duaker Ekal Uashu Net Tuane Sefekera Senue Net Tuane Sefekera Senue Tuane Sefekera Senue Duane Sefekera Senue Amun Kansu Mun Kansu Amun Rapata Om Rapata Om Amun Rapata Om Amun Rapata Om Masara Seru Om Masara Seru Om Masara Seru Om Masara Seru Eru, Erumakeru, 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 Ase, 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 Amaera, Nepe, Akuja, Sene, Arineteru, 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 Duara, Nuk, Atien Keperu, Nuk, Atien Keperu, Nuk, Atien Keperu, Nuk, Atien Keperu, Ereru, 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 Heru. 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 Dua tu heru, dua tu keru, dua tu heru, dua tu keru, dua tu heru, dua tu keru, dua tu heru, dua tu keru. Nuk nebeja, nuk nebeja, nuk nebeja, nuk nebeja. Nefer remtra in Adon. Nefer remtra in Adon. Nefer remtra in Adon. Nefer remtra in Adon. Makeru Wemba Nebejer. Makeru Wemba Nebejer. Makeru Wemba Nebejer. Makeru Wemba Nebejer. Nuk ua kua. Nuk ua kua. Nuk ua kua. Nuk ua kua. Nukmat, 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 nukmat. Newt. 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 Asar, 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 asar. Asa, sa, asa, sa, sa. Pete au, Amt Duat, uas hena nefu, kepitu, embat, dejasu, sunu ayam hotep. Aset, uasuja, heru suja, medut, nebu. Sen F set F sen Asar Aset Hetepi Suja Aulitu Yasor Mesheshu Nebu Emhu Shemu Met Metu Tau Sep Nebu Nesh Teta Uwa Menti Eru Kut Teken An Apt Tesu Ken Hena Sefa Aha Dijit Kat Hena Asar Beta Keperu Medut Rakat Nefi Asar Keperu Uahai Uaker. Nuk Aset Perke Nayet Ret Enau Setter Sa Medu and Jehuti Erhertep Maat Empet ta atert, aset nefer, gerpu angseske, sd a ament, ursa enken, pu fnn, au f, ready f, nepket, dit hetep, f ft ent, nf tawi, uahai, uaker. Keru ma keru, keru ma keru, keru ma keru, keru ma keru. Erait mesra, nerait mesra, et ait mesra, net ait mesra. Nuk kepra, duau, ra emahau, temu ami masher. Nuk kepra, duau, ra emahau, temu ami masher. Nuk kepra, duau, ra emahau, temu ami masher. Uai, uaker. That's matter, matter, move, never, necessary, zishari, matter, never, Jesseri, Zisheri, Netter, 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 Jesseri, Zisheri, Netter, Netter, Mu, Netfer, Jesseri, Z, Sheri, Washeri, Watefaha. Mm.
Good job. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Uja, greetings, everyone. Dua for joining. I was going to say Dua for joining us, but the us are here, so Dua for joining. Okay, so we'll get back to the pyramids next week. But for today, I wanted to cover uh, briefly, however, two sections of the text of the Amt Duat, which addresses the quieting the mind, chanting, protection, karma, and transformation of the body parts for spiritual health. but we're going to concentrate on quieting the mind and chanting. And the reason why I'm choosing it is because there's a lot going on right now. And there was immense tension in the Caribbean last week, as many of you or you may already know, due to geopolitical issues. And people were tense and some were frightened and scared. So how to handle a world that seems to be unraveling due to the current geopolitical situation. And an unfortunate incident happened in the United States mainland, uh, which that kind of incident has been happening for decades. But this one got a lot of attention because of who it happened to, et cetera, et cetera. So how to deal with a world that seems to be on the edge, uh, and our spiritual teaching of Shaitan Netter, which we are blessed to have had our spiritual preceptors to unveil for us the Shaitan Netter tradition in our lifetime and our Neteru, our gods and goddesses. And what do they have to say to us regarding our minds? And this special teaching is coming from the book of the Amt Duat, Metaphysical Process I, which is early in the text, actually, because there are 12 of these processes. And I'll read the text and we'll go through it. We can't do a full examination because it'll take a long time. And this slide is actually coming from a presentation that we did at the ASCAC conference, uh, Sarmat and I, last year. So it was an honor to be accepted to present our something of our spiritual tradition there. But in any case, this gives us some insight into our minds regarding the posture, our mental posture. The depiction above this graphic here is coming from the text itself. It was a picture that I took years ago in the tomb of Tutmosis III, which is the illustrative aspect of the text, but we won't deal with that today, except to say here you have the Dua Ma'at goddesses, so that gives you some insight into what's going on. Aha an hem en neterpen em ket hetep aret en. Once the mind reaches a state of quietude in which the mind becomes mute and speechless, and the reverberations of sound and thought vibrations are brought to a cessation, you can behold the majesty of this divinity. That is to say, you can ascertain the grandness of the divine. And through this ascertainment, you can pierce through the notion of duality and merge with the opposites. The consequence of quiet mind is that it allows for the union of opposites, of male and female, within this attenuated state of arid. Audit here is a special region of the Duat. So it's a special region of mind where quietude is experienced. A quietude that is experienced due to hetep. And this hetep relates to the union of opposites. So a dissolution of the notion of duality. The term aha here relates to quietude, when the mind becomes quiet and relaxed and calm. And if the mind becomes relaxed and calm enough, you experience the non-dual divine, which is your own inner raw reality, spirit consciousness. And if you behold that state for an extended period, you discover the grandness of the all-encompassing spirit. And the text follows with the formula of how to get into this state of quietude. Amt Mejat en Neteru Amu Zi Wun Niku en Duat per Genuzesh Ad. This is done through the art of words. Thus, the artistic skill of using the words of the divine, the spiritual text formulas, allows for divine anointing. The words themselves are a spiritual substance, a nectar, that causes an anointing of the personality by the gods and goddesses, who are within this attenuated region where you must be able to associate your sense of I with the personality that is being protected and opening the door to the Duat. This anointing has a further effect in that it allows for the anointing of the Duat under this spiritual protection. The door of this mystic place is open under the state of being anointed with words. So here we have in an ancient Egyptian text the instruction for divine chanting. Hemt means art, and Meru, how it's presented here, means mystic words. So the mystic words of the text. So whichever Hekal or Hesi that resonates with you, that you chant in a concentrated way. And when you're chanting internally without using the mouth, when you're chanting with the mind, the words themselves are anointing the mind. What anoints the mind is the spiritual vibrations that are resonating from the chant, that are as if a nectar that is bathing the mind, anointing. It's like rubbing oil on the mind with the words. And the fragrance that emits from that is the spiritual vibrations of the divinity. And that's why you experience a sense of calm and relaxation, and you come in contact with the inner peace that is always there, but is being overlaid by the egoism and the ego identity. That's why if you posit the I as the personality that is being anointed with these spiritual words, vibrations, you move away from your ego-centered self, which is contracting and causing you to relate only to your ego identity. You're going through this process of mystic transformation of mind. And it's coming from the vibrations of the sound of the neteru in the mind. So it is the neteru that is anointing you with their spiritual vibrations. You develop a mystic aura, a mystic protection that carries you through as you perform your day-to-day life activities, whether you have to go to work, go to the grocery store, go to the bank, whatever. Those mystic vibrations don't just stop when you stop chanting. They resonate in the unconscious. And so wherever you go, those vibrations go with you. Wherever you take your physical body, your unconscious mind is there. And if you sit with that mystic vibrations long enough, meaning if you chant long enough, you get to a place where you don't have to volitionally chant. The mind chants on its own. And when that happens, you know that you're being anointed. And if you sit with that long enough, you're going to enter a state of mental quietude. And the mind is going to become very, very relaxed. And then if you sit with that relaxed mind long enough, you're going to enter into hetet. You're going to dissolve the metaphysical and mental notion of your separateness from your true divine nature. And if you experience that long enough times, then whatever happens in the world is is happening. It's an illusory happening, but it's occurring. It's an appearance of a disturbance in the world. But internally, you are quiet. You are calm. You're relaxed. You're gur, your inner silent nature. So the world could be the the geopolitical situation could be fracturing, which it is. But internally, you are relaxed. You are calm. So you don't have to walk through the world in a state of anxiety and frustration and anxiousness due to, what other people are doing, what seems to be important to them. And so there is a way of handling the world. You don't handle the world by handling the world. You handle the world by training your mind, conditioning your mind through our spiritual teachings, and enter into these metaphysical states and these profound mystic states for your own spiritual well-being, your own spiritual health. When you're anxious and irritable, that's releasing adrenaline in your body and heart rate going up, blood pressure going up, your nerves are are firing off, and the whole ecosystem of your physical body is off due to anxiety. So how do you biophysiologically deal with that? Is it it starts with the quiet mind, the relaxed mind. And of course, this quietude of mind leads to the realization of one's own true inner divine nature. And then you realize something about the world that allows you to be, you know, not affected like the masses. So I hope this helps, and we'll be back next week. So dua for joining us, and dua again for a beautiful devotion of chanting the divine names of the goddess. So all of the names are her names because Goddess Net is the same Nebuchadnezzar. So all of the gods and goddesses in her transcendental form, she's the same Nebuchadnezzar. So all of the gods and goddesses come from her. So they are her divine names. So do everyone for joining our Goddess Net devotional this morning. Until we meet again, Hetet, in the true sense as spoken in the text, Hetet.